This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Next up, we've got Shane McMahon wrestling Big Show. It's a last man standing match. Meltzer would say there was nothing terrible about it, but aside from the bump, there was nothing much good either. McMahon's going to do 3 real hard chair shots to the head. And Meltzer says they did the old ether on a towel gimmick by Shane to put Show down, but he still didn't stay down for 10. Vince then hit Shane with a chair, and Show gave Shane the final cut. Jack Doan gave a really slow count, and Big Show picked him up at 8. And then he choke slammed him again. And then again, Big Show picks him up at 8. And then Show puts Shane on the torture rack when Test runs in, I guess, as a designated WCW savior with a high kick. And eventually they start fighting up to the entrance area. We see Shane climb the beanstalk, which is actually the Backlash setup. And Show went to climb, but Test pulls Show down. Shane gets to the top, which looked to be 29 feet high. And he says, I guess came down with an elbow and a crash pad. Shane sold the blow as well, as Test had to pick him up and drag him over a pipe, which he collapsed on to beat the count, while Show did not. They showed a million replays, and that took a ton of guts to look down and jump. But the replay also showed that Shane never came close to hitting Show. 1.5 stars. Well, this is just a stunt show here at this point, right?
Yeah. It's also, you take away false finishes.
Yeah.
By and large, I know that they're technically in a match like the last man standing and so forth. But you got so much no rules, chaos. I thought the looking at this show and looking back at it, it was very stipulation heavy and maybe too much. I think we're discounting the wrestling abilities of some of those cats. But again, going back and having a last man standing match, it eliminates a traditional false finish. And we did that seemingly in a lot of matches. And that takes some of the rhythm and some of the heart out of a wrestling match, eliminating the near falls. Even though you technically still have getting up at 8. Okay, I get it. Well, that's a near fall. It's the shits. You can't live and die with that. And it takes away the traditional stuff and the things that are easiest to understand and process. So those guys too are victims of how the booking was done. Everybody looking for one big, the Dudleys got their big shot in of their table. Everybody's looking at that one big stunt, including this here. And, Shane is always, I guess Mick Foley and Undertaker started a bad trend in June of 1998 when Taker threw Mick off the cell. Because since then, pay-per-views, there's not been a pay-per-view since where there's not one match designated in the card to have a really sensational bump, a big spot, a holy shit moment. And so I think maybe sometimes we put too much credence in the holy shit moments without having to put somebody's life in danger.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.